Hello, friends. Susan Axelrod here, the Confidence Coach. Welcome to the Confidence Zone. Today, I'm going to bring you a guest who's going to be speaking about something very important. It may not affect you personally, but it very possibly affects someone you know in your family or friend circle or in your online network. And I decided that I wanted to use my live platform to speak about it. Thomas Petty is the Psoriasis Warrior, and I am delighted to bring you in. Hi, Tom. How are you today? Thanks for
Hey,
joining
Susan.
me.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Tom and I are both experts on the Living Healthy List platform. And we met. And when I learned about what you did, Tom, I know I have personal experience in my family and also in my friend circles with people who have suffered with various kinds of ailments, such as psoriasis. And if there's one thing I said to you, it's that, boy, that can really affect your confidence. And that's why I wanted to have you join me here and speak about what you're doing. So please let us know, how did you become the Psoriasis Warrior? And then I want to talk to you about how it really takes away from your personal confidence.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've had severe psoriasis all my life. I'll be 60 in a couple of months. And I've been, like most people who have psoriasis, have been just utterly frustrated by the lack of results from what the medical community offers us. And about 10 years ago, I started experimenting and doing a lot of research and a lot of reading and discovered how to heal my own skin. And now I'm 99% in remission and get off all the toxic drugs and stop, all of the stuff that the medical community is offering us. And there are 8 million of us in this country. 2% of the population has psoriasis, and we're all being told the wrong things. We're being told the wrong things to heal our skin. So I've decided that I want to make that my mission and help as many people as I can to heal their skin from the inside.
Okay, so please help me. I think of psoriasis as a condition that shows up physically on the skin.
Mhm.
Maybe you might call it like a rash. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yeah, it's a very ugly rash, and it's extremely uncomfortable. Um, your skin will crack and bleed, and it's just miserable. And people are afraid of it. People think that it's something that they can catch, and so they're very afraid of it. And it just looks like some creeping crud that, where did you get, what jungle did you get that from?
Interesting. Okay, does it typically show up on a certain area of your body, or it depends on you and your body, and it could show up anywhere?
It can be anywhere. It can be on your scalp. It can be on your face. It can be any body part. A lot of times people with psoriasis have terrible nails, both fingernails and toenails.
Oh,
So yeah, it can, and it's even in very uncomfortable places, down there.
personal, private places. And
You bet.
also, how old did you say you were when you first got it?
I was born with it. The
You
story
were born
goes,
with it.
yeah, the story goes that when my mother delivered me, they handed my mother her brand new baby, and they said, "Gee, we're really sorry, Mrs. Petty, but he's never going to have nice skin." And they were right. So,
So when you came out of the womb, you had indications on your skin that, okay,
yep,
and now you're a little child, you only know yourself. There's no, nothing happens when you're a little child. But the minute you go to school,
you bet.
grade after grade after grade, now we're in like basically hell.
Yes, yes, that's a very kind word for it. Yeah, it's an externally, it's a very embarrassing disease. You have no control over it. You get flare-ups where suddenly it starts just blooming all over your body. You don't know where it's coming from, why it's happening. And as I said, people are afraid of it. When I was a child, I was in the swimming pool, public swimming pool, with friends just splashing around. And an adult called me out of the water and told me that people were afraid of me being in the water and that I needed to stop swimming and go home.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And
This is too much. Okay. So honestly, I don't even know where to go with this. Okay, I'm going to park all that energy that's coming up for the child you were
yeah.
and for the children, and just say, thank God, this is what I'm doing with my platform. So thank you so much for taking your time coming and speaking to me about this.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now then I heard you say in your brief intro, this is not a full podcast, but we are going to be having a full podcast discussion on my book show coming up soon about this. But for our brief purposes today, I heard you say you were 50 when you began to figure out how to manage this. So now you're going through high school with the skin condition, into college as a young man in college, into your 20s. And this just continued basically until you took things into your own hands, it sounds like.
Well, and as a teenager, I made the life decision that I would never have children because it was so miserable for me. And I was bullied in high school. They didn't call it bullying then, but I was bullied. And most of us who have psoriasis have gone through that. And I made the life decision that I was never going to have children because it's a hereditary disease. And I didn't want to pass this along to anybody. I didn't want anybody to have to go through the misery that I had gone through. And so I've never had children. I have 2 stepdaughters, but I don't have any natural children.
So glad you have your stepdaughters.
Yep.
And now, what happened at 50?
Well, the very, very short version of the long story is that my wife became very ill, and they thought she had had strokes, and I won't go into all the detail, but I started doing a lot of research. They couldn't figure out what was going on with her. They thought she had multiple sclerosis. They thought she had brain cancer. They had all this stuff. And I started doing research, and I concluded that there was some sort of an external factor that was causing this. And that external factor was food. And the doctors are like, no, it's not food. We don't know what's going on with her, but that's not food. Long story. But anyway, once we cleaned up our diet, once we started eating healthy, taking out the toxic foods that are touted as healthy, her disease receded. Suddenly my skin started healing, and I'm like, I'm onto something here. And as I've continued to experiment with food and so forth, I've got it down so that now I'm 99% in remission, and Joanne's disease has never come back.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's been a long journey.
It's been a long journey. The energy, let me tell you something, Tom. I feel energy, and the energy of people who are either already watching us or who are going to be exposed to this is very, very huge. So again, I just want to thank you for taking your time to come here. All right. I want to ask you, in your experiments and your experience now of a decade, using food in various ways, your wife is more well, you're well. And have you been finding that these same types of food things apply to everyone, or it's each? Okay.
Yes.
Give it to me.
So there are over 100 autoimmune diseases. Psoriasis is one of the most common one. My wife has probably one of the rarest ones. 200 people in the country have had it. But all of the autoimmune diseases have a common thread, and that is gut health. And if you have an unhealthy gut, then your disease, whatever it is, whether it's multiple sclerosis, type 1 diabetes, Hashimoto's, whatever it is going to exhibit itself.
Lupus.
Absolutely. And once you heal your gut, your disease is going to recede. Now, psoriasis is a little bit unique because when I eat something that I shouldn't eat, it takes a month for it to show up on my skin because it takes 30 days for your skin to replenish itself. Whereas if you've got rheumatoid arthritis or something like that, you're going to suffer the next day. Whereas with psoriasis, a month later, it's like, why have I got this flare? What's going on? And it's something you ate a month ago.
You can't even begin to imagine what you ate a month ago.
No, I don't remember. I don't remember what I had for breakfast yesterday.
I know. Did you keep a food diary?
You bet. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
You have to. Yep.
All right. So this is like extraordinary. Now remind me, you have an ebook that we're going to be talking about, but we can't wait to share that in June or whenever we're talking. Tell me about your ebook again.
So the ebook is entitled Psoriasis, Heal the Fire Within You. And it's literally it's like you have burning embers in a fire that's died down. You can feel the heat, but you can't see the fire. You've got a fire inside of you that is actually causing psoriasis and your other autoimmune diseases. So it's what is it that you need to do in order to heal yourself from the inside and stop treating psoriasis from the outside, because the outside treatments don't work.
Is eczema like in a psoriasis family? I know it's a skin condition. Is it completely different?
Medically, I don't know the difference. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm just a guy that's figured this stuff out, and I've read a lot. Right. I suspect they're related, but I don't know medically how they differ.
We know eczema is another skin condition that shows up like this as well.
Correct. And people that have cleaned up their diet, a lot of times will have clearing of their eczema as well.
Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to my friend Carol Egan, who is a gut health coach. And I have learned over the years, I have learned so much from Carol. I'm going to tag Carol here. And my other friend, Meena Puri, who is an Ayurvedic healer. And I'm calling out Meena because she talks about the fire within also. And so as soon as you said that, I'm like, there's Meena's conversation point as well. So I'm going to tag her as well. Sweet. So we can begin to integrate all of our knowledge and learning.
Right.
I mean, honestly, there's so much to say. I think I'm not sure what to do with all of this. I'm going to think about all of this, but for sure, I'm looking forward to interview you on my book show podcast. And other than that, I don't know if we should have a regular ongoing discussion about this, but I will be sharing your links. I will be sharing your information on my platform. I won't call out any other names, but I have friends, actual in real life friends, also Facebook contacts of people who have these various kinds of things going on. And I have indeed watched and seen them talking about how nutrition and gut health does make a difference. So as soon as you're talking, I'm like, yep, heard it. I believe it. So Tom, thank you so much for being here today. I will be sharing, when you're ready, you let me know and we'll share the link to your ebook. I'll certainly share the link to your website. And I want to wish you continued health, strength, and perseverance to just keep sharing the message. Okay.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I'll look forward to seeing you soon, Tom.
Can't wait.
All right. Take good care.
All right. You too.